Today on the $1 Million Mind.
Your family is a business. So how are you going to run it?
There are literally steps to building a family business that most people don't think about. Most people are like, let me just get funded. Yeah, but what are you doing after you get funding? Or what are you doing after you get the business? Are you protecting it? Or do you have a trust set up? Like something that you can do within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So organize your family, get the insurance policies, get everything within a 24-hour period.
What's going on, millionaires? It's your guy Kai Speaks back for another episode of the $1 Million Mind podcast. I'm super excited. I got to add the 3 supers because I always say I'm excited as I am for these conversations because these conversations are for top performers. And if you are a member of your family and you're just like so stuck because you want your family members to be on the same page as you, right? We all want to invest. We all want to be financially literate. We all want to, get into real estate, but we feel like the family is holding us back. Then this conversation is going to be perfect for you because we have a true family unit that's doing family business together in unison. And I've been so impressed with the conversations we've been having off tape, but now I want to bring them to the forefront. But without further ado, I want to introduce, we have Markus in the building, we have Alex in the building, we have Dwayne, and we have Dr. Tamarra in the building, and together they make the Fampreneurs. And family business matters. I love the shirts that y'all got on, man. Let's talk about it. But before we get into the nitty gritty, Dr. Tamarra, if you could, and we'll go around, just start off with like how you got into the space that you're in right now, how you became the Dr. Tamarra that you are sitting at this table with us today.
A lot of that had to do with, old school. So I was born in 68. So everything was all about going to school, get the education. In our community, it's about catching the paper, right? Mm-hmm. So we can get a good job. But my mother always had a business. She had a cheesecake business. It was called Yum's Cheesecake. So that was my taste of entrepreneurship. So we always had to help her. And so that's all. And then my grandmother, she had a beauty salon. Mm-hmm. So between the two of them and in our community, we were in a Black community in Chicago, we would go to those stores and they were Black ownership. But then all of a sudden it started changing. The diversity of everything started changing. We no longer started owning the stores. Other nationalities were owning the stores. And thus we weren't buying Black like we used to because of other nationalities coming in and our money was going out. Mm-hmm. So as we speed forward now, the boy's dad and I, when we were dating, we got into business together while we were dating. Wow. And then when we were married, we were in business. We had 2 successful businesses. I was a legal drug runner, pharmaceutical.
I'm about to say legal drug runner. Okay.
Yeah, Facebook. Legal drug runner. We owned a pharmaceutical courier company. And I was the first Black female here in Atlanta to have that contract. It was like 750 stores. We had about 65 drivers. And I had made my first $1 million at 32 by being in pharmaceutical. Now, nice. My background is different, architecture, interior design, but I had just had Alex and I was going through postpartum depression, literally. And so doing that kind of allowed me, I didn't want to be in that field anymore because they weren't paying here in Georgia well for interior designers, architecture at the time. And so that kind of led me into the entrepreneurship by working that pharmaceutical courier company. And we had a photography company where we did all the nightclub photography and like 5 nightclub photography. And that was in the digital space. That's when digital cameras was coming out. The flip phones, but we were doing that. In the interim of losing the business, I started going into network marketing, and the reason that is because I was doing $150,000 a month, and I'm like, no job is going to pay me that per month. Okay.
If you find one, let us know.
Right. Exactly. And so because of that, I want the relationship marketing, meaning network marketing or multi-level, whatever you want to call it. It gave an opportunity, but what it did is it allowed me to meet other people and travel the world. So in doing so, the boys would have to introduce me at events. And they had to do public speaking. They had to do cold calling, and they were, I think, 9 and 11 or 10 and 12 at the time. as they were introducing me. Daddy and I had, gotten a divorce, and I remarried, and they have been a part of every single thing that I do, whether they like it or not. And I started going into trading, and my dad is a retired options trader, futures trader. And I went into trading, and I said, you guys need to learn a skill set. Because what's happening now is, where the issue is, they don't teach these kids a skill set. They just have them go to school. So learning the skill set of trading is something that's going to always be with them. If you're not going to do barbering, not going to do construction, if you're not going to be an electrician or, HVC, which is a skill set where you can always make money on, you can at least learn the skill set of trading, and you can be able to move money around. That's how we got into the space of financial literacy. Because the individuals that we were with, that were in our community, we had over 3,500 people in our community trading, they were using their bill money to trade with. And that is what took us down the lane of financial literacy. Because we're like, don't you have credit, or don't you have some other money that you can use? Don't use your bill money. So my husband has started doing penny stock trading first.
Okay.
And then we got into the Forex space.
Gotcha.
I love crypto, so I took a couple $100 and made couple of $100 and made a couple of $100,000 on the crypto side. Markus was more future, and Alex he was more Forex, and Alex liked more of the option side. So we all had our own interests, and in doing so, that's where it kind of spiraled out to this family situation. Because I told him, if you don't learn the skill set of trading, you're getting out of my house. That's where it kind of started.
Very black and white.
Because I need to make sure that you guys are okay, that if something was to go down, you can go back in and trade, and you can get that money and literally invest in your future. So that's where it started. And now it's enveloped, and we're like, okay, so how do we protect our money? And that's where the trust portion comes in. How do we diversify? People are asking, how do we work together? And Markus and Alex will speak to you on that. And then, of course, the AI portion in the metaverse, that's where my husband comes in, where we have real estate in the virtual world. So there's a lot that goes on, and people ask us, and it's like, this is a digital product, what we do. We're on the internet, and thus for we can show you how to put your family on the internet, start making money, protect your assets, and be in business together. And we do family therapy because we need the family therapy.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect segue into you, Dwayne, with that digital real estate. Like, so give us your background, and then like when in that story did you play your role with? I'm sure you had your own thing going on, and then integrating that into the lives of Dr. Turner and the family.
Yes. Hi, my name is Dwayne Allen. You got three different. You got the short-term goal, mid-term goal, and long-term goal. Yeah. They really working with to me, mid-term and short-term. I'm pretty much the mid-term and long-term. I know everything's gonna move straight digital. I know they got to get rid of you have to and where I am, I know, well, I'm working a conventional job, but I do have my business on the side. I know one thing that's going to happen. These jobs going to have to compete. And how they compete is they get the better technology, replacing humans. Because if they don't, these drones and droids and AI, they don't sleep. They don't go to the bathroom. They don't go on vacations. And I know it's got to happen. China right now, they got 25% of their whole market is androids, AI, and virtual reality technology. They're going to destroy everybody if we don't compete with them and change our infrastructure. It's going to get real soon. But that's why I'm doing the virtual reality section, and that's why I came, and I'm doing that, and I'm gonna join the business.
Man, and
that's a whole bar.
That's a whole bar. Not even that. You just that's a whole nother episode to dive deeper into that. What you just said, but man, okay, Alex, let's get into your story, man. So I know Dr. Tamarra was telling me at 6 and 8, you guys were kind of like introduced, like this is what we're doing, like this is the game plan. Walk us through like how you've evolved from 6 years old to getting into the business, right? To now taking your own route, and having your own say on how you would like to integrate yourself into the business.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were always things that we did as we were younger, right? Whether that was cold calling, whether that was talking to people at events and festivals, that just kind of like built up the skill set of being able to talk to people, right? I feel like that's one of the simplest skill sets that most people don't have, right? So that was one of the main things that was like the foundational aspect that built everything else around it. Because if I know how to talk to somebody, then I know how to extract information from somebody. I know how to ask questions. I know how to seek certain answers that I'm looking for. And as you're obviously in business, right? One of the things that one of our mentors always said is you need to get in the room, and then when you get in the room, you need to maximize being in the room, right? But if you're not able to talk to somebody, right, if you're not able to know how to have a conversation and carry on a conversation, right, then you're limiting yourself on a lot of development that could then happen from just being able to open your mouth. So at a young age, she instilled being able to confidently talk to someone. And from there, that just kind of like built on top of it. Like I said, just being able to be in certain rooms, learn certain information. Oh,
Man,
his meta glass
that's
is talking.
You believe in that digital.
That's fitting. That's fitting. That's fitting.
But yeah, just like being able to, have that skill set of, for one, just knowing how to talk to somebody, knowing how to read somebody's body language and their demeanor, and being able to shift the conversation or change a particular thought or mindset was very key as far as just being able to build my business developmental self moving forward. Because then from there, I feel like half the battle is starting, right? Half the battle is talking to somebody. Half the battle is asking that question, right? Because most people are usually uncomfortable in doing so. But having that skill set very early kind of mitigated a lot of that. Because now, if I have a question, I'm going to ask it, right? If there's something that pops up in my head that I want to know, I'm going to go find the information out. But it also kind of created that go-getter mentality to where now it's like, I'm not about to wait for somebody to give me the information or wait for somebody to tell me to do something. I'm going to go do it myself, simply because I'm the type of person who wants it done, and if I want it done, I'm the one who has to get it done, right?
Yeah.
So it just like continuously doing that built the mindset of like unconsciously building the mindset of the entrepreneur, because it's like entrepreneurs are those type of people, right? The people who are not afraid to open their mouth and ask a question, find out information, go get the work done. So that was just kind of how it built from there.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a very valid point. And that's why they say, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur, right?
Correct.
And that's because most people are the type of people that have to wait for information to be given to them, especially at a job. People like, well, I didn't know that because nobody told me that. Well, nobody knew you needed the information, and especially in corporate America, it could be a blessing and a curse, but it's the expectation, like, getting to the job, you get all the information you need. But once you get that job, everybody expects that what you need to do, so everybody's worried about their own thing. They're not trying to sit there next to you, say, hey, did you know this? Did you know that? Like, you have to be, you have to have that hunger to want to go get knowledge for yourself. And so that's a very good point that you brought up, Alex. And then what about you, Marcus? When did, or how did you find your way and integrate yourself into the family business?
That's a good question. I don't know where to start on that answer. When did I get into it? I would say I got into it right after we started trading, and I used to fall asleep trading, and so like I would literally watch one of my mentors who's a trader, and I would go to sleep, and then I just became passionate. Mind you, this is after she kicked us out of the house. Well, not kicked us out of the house. Well, she's kicked me out of the house multiple times, but I'm referring to when she said either you learn this skill set or get kicked out.
She made that determination.
Right? And so I was learning, but I became very passionate, right? So I became very passionate in the trading space. And so from there, people just wanted to learn from me on how to trade. And then it was more on the Forex side. But then they were like, well, I also want to learn crypto. And I got put on a platform where I was able to pretty much teach thousands of people how to trade. And I invited my mom. I was like, Mama, what if you... I call her Mama Mia, but that's a different conversation. But Mama Mia, what if you hopped on and did the crypto side of things, since people are asking about it? And so I think that just kind of led naturally into, because it started with the two of us in the trading space. It just kind of led the family business and kind of just pushed it forward. But honestly, we've always been in business, right? Like it never was not a business in the household.
Correct.
Like like we grew up I would sell candy. We had a successful lawn mowing business actually when we were younger, right? Like there was always business. There was never like our mindset was never go get a job. Like we none of us in the household likes or cares about a job, but we changed the point of view of the job. We changed it to, okay, Alex views it as a side hustle. He views it as a part-time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I view it as like a side hustle as well, or I view it as a partnership, right? So it's more of just how we viewed the way that a job worked in our favor, and then we just kind of tied that to like, okay, well, this is what the family business is going to be about. We need to solely focus on this family business, and everything else comes second. That's kind of like how we kind of viewed it.
Yeah, I like that mindset shift, especially with the how we view a job, because I would say, similar to you, I also view a job as a partnership. You know, so many of us look at jobs as like something we have to do just to get money,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
it's much more than just an ATM, because when you look at it as an ATM, now you're not really reaping the benefits of what it can bring, or you're not being intentional on what skills you can sow from that opportunity, and which is why I look at it as a partnership. But also talking about mindset shifts, what do you guys feel like, this is an open question, right? What do you guys feel like is a huge mindset to have, or how is it possible for a family? You know, you guys are a family of 4+, right? How do you get that size of a family to get on one accord?
It's
right?
difficult. I will definitely say my husband has always been a support, and even their dad, you know, even though we were divorced, rest his soul, he's no longer with us. Even though we weren't married anymore and I remarried, he still supported, you know, because no matter what, we were still a family. He's their father. So if we had an event, he did the photography work. He would be there, say, hey, can you come and do the photography? I don't know if you guys remember that time. He would be there even though I'm remarried, because it was a sub-level of support. So it's also a mindset shift. It's like we can grow together even though we're not together. We are still family. Let's come up together. And that's kind of sort of it's a level of maturity.
100%. Because most people go the child support route.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
oh,
fine.
I'm done. You got to pay child support. And I'm like,
And
nah.
I didn't get child support because it was more important to me for him to be in their family. They were with him part of the time, so he had to pay for stuff. And I know that's a whole nother topic in itself about the child support stuff, you know, because I know he was like, hey, we're not getting child. I said, no, it's more important for them to be with their father. And he was like, okay, then for them not to be. And then it fostered into something better. But Marcus, I want to just say one thing in reference to Marcus. He was known as the chart slayer because he was slaying them charts and helping people make money, you know, and I was crypto. So that in itself, when I got him on page, but Alex was on page beforehand, before Marcus came back, and we were doing something together.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
You know, and Marcus was away at college. And so when he started understanding, wait, this relationship marketing, this network marketing, I'm meeting other people. And this is how it got to be bigger now. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't through a relationship, right?
Yep, that's true.
So those relationships are important through collaboration, because when you come together, you're able to grow a business. So even though we may not be related, doesn't mean that we can't do business together, right?
Let me move the mic closer to you.
Okay,
Back
sorry.
the other way. You're good.
But that means we can still do business together. So when we get into that mindset of what's more important, you getting on to, you coming up first or me coming up first, or we come up together.
Right.
What's more important? So when we change that mindset for individuals, then we can be where we need to be. And that's what's more important right now.
And to answer your question, I think the verb is the most important. The come up, right? Coming
Correct.
up is the most important thing. So who gets it first, or if we get it together, that's kind of irrelevant. Like the universe just hears come up, you know, so that's what we should focus on.
Alex has his own business. He has a sports agency. That's his passion. That's his love. But he still supports the family business. It doesn't take away from what he does. As a matter of fact, it added to it, because what we did together as a business has helped him grow his agency. You know, Marcus on his funneling. Dwayne with his AI technology, me on the design side. So it's done nothing. We have separate interests, and I think that's where people are going to say, well, I can't do my own stuff. It doesn't take away from that. You can still do it. It's just that when you come together and do it together, you move faster.
Right. So what does that look like, being able to identify we have separate interests, right? And figuring out a seamless way for us to put into one pot, but still be different legs of that pot. So if the family, go ahead, Dwayne. I think you understand my question.
Yes. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. It's power in numbers, y'all. It's just so much power that you can draw. Two heads are better than one, for one thing. Elon Musk, he said, I'm not a Scientologist. You know, he created SpaceX. He said, but I put the people in the right places to create the, what you call that? SpaceX.
Yeah.
So where we at right now, we at that brink of putting people in the right place. He's a great dog on Mark. To me, he got a sports channel. He know about sports. It's perfect to put him in and do something with us about sports. Marcus, like Chart Slayer, and a whole lot of other things. And me, the virtual market. So we got to find a way, like Elon Musk, to put people in the right place and create that power. Fanpreneurs.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I feel like the other thing it also comes down to is understanding where everybody's strengths are.
Yeah.
And then letting them operate in their strengths, right? We can both be very good at a task, but if I'm slightly better and you're slightly better, if you're slightly better at that particular task and then I'm slightly better in the other task, is it better for us to both do the one task that we're basically the same on and you're slightly better, or should I allow you to operate in your excellence and then you allow me to operate in my excellence, right? So within doing that, right, you're able to see how it grows into more than just what you initially thought, right? So how you said, how are you able to, operate in the family business and still be able to do other things? Me being in the CMO of the company, right, handling the marketing for the company has allowed me to see marketing in a different way. And then that grew into, okay, I can put this marketing also into my love of sports and create a sports agency, right? So it's like a lot of people think that, oh, I can't do my own thing. Find out what you're genuinely good at, and then that's what you're going to be doing in the family business side, but that's also what you're going to be doing in your own personal aspect. And then it doesn't feel like you're split between two. You're doing one overall excellence that you operate in, just in different ways.
And can you explain how you guys were actually reversed, Alex? That you were actually operations and he was actually marketing. But like you said, his strength.
Yeah.
And you guys
Things just evolve is all.
Yeah. They changed the position within the company because it was like, wait, you're actually better at the operation than I am. So, and I'm actually better at doing this portion of the marketing. And that's where each family member has their own talents. So you have to move within, as he said, operating your excellence.
I want to be able to add to a lot of different things that each of them said, right? And I want to make sure the audience understands. To go back to your original question, which ties into this, right? The way that a family can be on the same page is, we like to call it the 5-level meeting, right? So there's weekly meetings that you have to do, right? So, and my mom touched on it in the beginning when she introduced herself, is you have the weekly family legacy meeting, right? You all need to pick a date and a time, and then you come together and actually do what we like to call the founders part of that meeting and then the family part of that meeting, right? The founder is talking about money. I can't really talk to you if I like you if I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? So
It's hard to do anything.
It's hard to do anything when you have no money. So like, we need to do the founders part, talk about the credit, talk about what business you all want to start, talk about how much money you want to make, talk about your goals, right? And those are some things you want to talk about. Then in a family, you want to rate each other out of 1 out of 10, right? Honestly, you might have been a 7 this past week. You might have been a 10 this week. You might have been a 9 this week. And then tell them how you can improve, right? And so what that does is that helps build the bond and helps build the business, right? So one of y'all write that down, the bond and the business, right? So, but that helps build that up. Another meeting is individual therapy. And then the other thing is family therapy, right? So we could do probably better on the family therapy side, but we know that we have individual therapy that we work on, right? So each family member has to have therapy, right? So you not only have the family legacy meeting, you have the individual individual therapy and the family therapy. Then you have game night, right? So then y'all go in and have fun. This is another bonding component. Then you have dinner night, which is where you all, come together and talk about things. These are things that we've implemented. The 5 things we've implemented in order to make sure that we're on the same page as a family, because we're always communicating. That's the key thing, is that we're communicating constantly. It used to be where our mom wanted to have meetings randomly every single day.
Wait, hold up now, hold up.
That's me though. That's me.
Hey, I got something cool. Let me tell y'all something.
Hold up now.
It's just gonna be real quick, and then turns into a whole hour, 2-hour conversation.
Yeah. So then we're like, why don't we just?
Yes.
So that's when we were like, why don't we just structure a day where we just all come together and have a meeting? And so like these things come about, because we're finding problems that can be fixed. And so we're like, just have a meeting, and we could just have it. And then from there, how it ties into like the titles and everything, that meeting is what identified she's the CEO, he's the CTO.
I was always the CEO.
He's the CMO, or was the COO, and then we swapped. Because then I was like, okay, cool, I could be the CMO. I'm always marketing. I'm always doing something anyway. But then I realized that I was also running the business. Like, cause COO is the operations, right? She's the visionary. I'm the integrator. And then I was like, Alex, why don't we just shift roles? And then he was like, yeah. And then he started taking on the role seriously. He was like, all right. And it was a great decision when we did that, because it was a great decision when he took on the marketing role. Our marketing was whack before we had him in the picture, because he's very anal. Like, marketing involves...
He's very meticulous.
Well, yeah, but like what I mean is that he's detail oriented.
Right.
So like, because of that detail orientation, we needed that in the marketing department, because that was just the weakest link. And then
because he observes
it was the greatest
everything. Ever. He's very... And to have Alex's mind on, it's like, hey, I think we need to do this. And I so appreciate that. I really appreciate Marcus being, having, it's like when my family became, and my husband has always been that backbone support. What you need me to do, what you need to do. But when they started coming in, I wasn't doing it all myself. I was that solopreneur. And this is where you find out that you have to have a team, and being in business with them and having them do their part, man, that's what helped our business go to the next level.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And so I want to touch on that one part about the relationship marketing, the network marketing, right? Because I'm gonna just throw that phrase out that people associate with that.
They think it's negative.
Pyramid scheme, right?
Yeah.
And I come from network marketing as well. A lot of guests we've had on here come from network marketing, and from my experience, it is what you make it, right? And so there is, with network marketing, it is always going to be, no matter which one you join, when you join, there's always going to be some type of expiration date you have to set on it.
Correct.
And so I don't think people understand that. They look at it as like, this is going to be my forever career, but it's really supposed to be a period of time that you're using to get as much out of it as you can. What relationships can I get? What skills can I get? And what money can I make to then funnel into their actual business? So what did that look like for you guys? What was the expiration date? How did you identify it? What skills? We know what benefits we came from, from the relationships, but what other skills do you feel like came from the network marketing of you guys being into that?
Networking.
100% in the name,
right? Like it's being able to, kind of like what I said earlier, talk to people, being able to get into these rooms, right? Like, you're meeting people that, yes, just like how you said, we're in that for a certain period of time, right? But there are things you've done before that, and there are things you're going to do after that network marketing period, right? So being able to connect with a lot of people from different walks of life that have done many different things, right? Like, meet somebody who they happen to know somebody in Congress or Senate, right? So now you might have somebody who's kind of plugged in on the political side, right? And you're able to connect and network with somebody who has a billionaire friend, and now you're able to connect with a billionaire and get other insights from a billionaire that you might not have gotten if you're not just watching Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos speak, on TV or something like that, right? So it gave us the opportunity to talk to a lot of different people and connect with a lot of different people, and then learn things from that. And then that also funneled and helped us grow more into the business, because the more you learn, the more you earn, right? The more you grow, the more you know, the more you grow, right? So it's like, it helped us continuously develop ourselves while still being able to connect with people that we otherwise would not have been able to connect with. And then it's also like when you nowadays social media is very like it connects everybody, but it also doesn't connect everybody, right? Like it connects everybody in the sense that, oh, I know of that person, I've seen that person before, blah blah blah, but it also disconnects them because you don't really oftentimes get a chance to meet them in person, right? So being able to be in the network marketing space, you're, like I said, it's always different people from different walks of life, and it gives you that opportunity to meet some of these people in person that you otherwise, you know them on social media, but you don't know them in person, right? And then that's a relationship and a bond that's able to be built and connected from there. And then it markets you in another way because now they're like, oh, I've seen you on somewhere. And it's like free marketing in a sense, because now if you put in the work, people are going to recognize the work, right? So like I said, it was just able to have us network with people and simultaneously market ourselves and our business at the same time.
Now, how did you guys identify that the one you partnered with, the network marketing agency you partnered with, was the one you wanted to partner with? Because I see a lot of times, though, it's it's like a weird dance between the individual and the agency too. You know, because you have, I think right here, this is a result of you guys being intentional on the type of network marketing company you were joining into, because you didn't just focus on, you said the networking, but I don't think you guys just focused on the networking aspect of it. You also picked up the skills of the trading or whatever it was, because you know, we had back then that, because you're the Forex guy, right? You had the people and some people in the Forex that were not focused on Forex. It was only about getting their 3 people to get their 3 people to get their 3 people so I can eat off of the network marketing instead of the actual skill of Forex.
I have to definitely chime in because I guess I'm the old school of the bunch, because I grew network marketing without social media. Then when social media came in play, when we all jumped on Facebook, then it allowed us to, I'm friends with people to this day because of network marketing. I mean, like best friends type of situation. So what ends up happening is, because of those relationships, you may join a particular company. Now, not every company is going to resonate with you. So again, you have to know what company is going to be, just because somebody is selling tea don't mean I want to sell tea. You know, if somebody's doing travel don't necessarily mean I want to do travel. Someone doing Forex doesn't mean I want to do for skincare. You know, there are so many different companies out here, so it has to resonate with what it is that you like to do. That's the number one thing. But if you're joining a company, you're joining it based off of the relationship and based off of if this is going to have, one, a great compensation plan, meaning that you can make money. You just don't get into a network marketing just because. Is this going to make money, and is it going to help my people make money? Because it's not just about you. It's about your organization. Otherwise, you won't have an organization if folks aren't making any money. They're going to go to the next one, which is what people were doing. They would hop to the next one based off of, if they were just in it for the money, then they're hopping. But that expiration date is, generally it's like, hey, you're gonna have to give it a good 2 years just for your team to grow. And people think that it's going to be an overnight situation. Oh, we're going to make all this money in 60 days, 90 days. Yeah, you can make fast start bonuses if you're enrolling people, but the portion where it comes in is based on subscription is what they call it today. What are they buying on a regular basis every single month? And then are you having those meetings? So Markus says something that was so crazy, because he said, oh, I hate network marketing. He didn't get into it for the network marketing. He got into it for the trading. Okay? It was for the trading, learning the skill set, which is what I wanted them to know. But when they started understanding, like, oh, this is kind of cool to be networking and talking to people. And so, and of course, some of those people, they would complain about the dollar price point to get in. But now that we have our mentorship program, it's like, this is a piece of cake, because what we charge for our mentorship program based on a network marketing, and he's like, they're complaining about this little couple of $100. I remember when we had
I was like, what if we did webinars in network marketing, like auto webinars? We would make a killing if it was $200,
right?
$300. Oh my goodness!
Which is what we were doing. They were complaining about that.
Goodness.
But now that we are where we are now, the same skill sets that we use that they learned in network marketing, they're doing it now. And they were like, I don't want to do this. I said, but you're doing it already, and this is what is helping our business grow. So everything has prepared them. Whether you are networking with people, you have to network with people to get them into your organization. You have to build a relationship. You have to build that know, like, trust factor. All of that, what we do every day is network marketing. And people don't know that. Everything in your household with your family is a business. Your family is a business. So how are you going to run it? You can run it like a network marketing family business. That's what it is.
Can I chime on that? The graduation from network marketing is, you have to think that you got to mature and go into free market. Free market is what you want to do. I think that in the future, that's going to be off the chain.
Break that down for us, Dwayne. What is like free market? Because this is I've heard it, but I haven't fully understood what free market is and what the difference is to another market that you're comparing it to.
Exactly. Well, free market is, let's say you have something that you want to do, basket weaving, but you like selling your own brand. So people like to do things that they happy with. They make more money. Sure, you can do that all day and all night. I get up 1 o'clock in the morning. If I had my own thing started that I love to do, I do it all day, every day, whenever I want to do. That's free market. So that's when you mature from network marketing, and that's what we did, and we went to free market. That's what I did.
Gotcha.
Doing
I never heard of it that
something
way.
that we basically love.
Yeah.
And would do for free.
Okay, so you pretty much just put you gave it a name that nobody ever knew what it was. Because I think that's the goal. Everybody wants to do what they love. Because when they say, we got sayings for it, do what you love. You never, work a day in your life. You know. So I think now you just gave us a term for it, which I appreciate, because I think that's what we all are striving for, to be integrated into a free market. And like you said, if you want to start your own brand and she's basket weaving and we're all kind of in this like free market society, now I could understand I don't need to learn how to basket weave. I could just go to this basket weaver over here and start my brand. It might be not fruit baskets, or whatever it might be. So
Pine cone jam.
Yeah, whatever.
Somebody making $1 million selling pine cones.
Really?
And pine cone jam.
What?
Yes.
That is crazy.
I ain't even know.
But you'd be
Pine Cone
surprised.
Jam was
But that's
a
proof
thing.
that you can make money doing anything. And speaking back to the money, what you said, Dr. Tamarra, was you have to figure out what the compensation plan is.
Yes.
And you have to figure out, like, if you can make money in it, but we have to understand that the money that we're talking about is not the money based off of the networking piece. And I think a lot of people look at it as like, oh, it's only a $95 entrance or a $200 entrance.
Money.
And so, okay, it should be easy for me to get 10 people in to pay $95. And if that's the only way that you can make money, what happens when you can't get those people?
100%.
Now you just jump into the next thing. And so when I kind of took that when you said figure out how to make money in it, is just making sure is the product or service valid, not necessarily the networking or the bonuses that you make from
The
enrolling
upfront.
people. Yeah, exactly.
You want the monthly subscriptions is what we do now. Just like Netflix, that's a network marketing. Walmart, you can get an affiliate from it. That's network marketing. You want the monthly subscriptions off of those individuals. Our cell phone is a monthly subscription. Our utility bills is a monthly subscription. How do you think these companies are getting rich? It's not from the one-time pay. It's from what they're paying every single month. And that's how we do our business. We want them to continuously give us a monthly subscription, because we're going to provide the products and services that they can use to grow their family business. So you're going to be in the network. You're going to stay in the know. You're going to continue to, have what you need for your family. Well, we're going to always have new products or new services that are going to come out to help your business grow through the monthly subscription. And that's what network marketing is also.
It is.
They want the monthly subscription.
Taking a model and then integrating into the free market that you guys desire to be in. So transitioning now to the family business, because we spoke off tape, you guys mentioned that you also help individuals for like trust, investing in, real estate planning. We talked a little bit about the funding structure, the funding sequence to get to that point. That's actually where me and my family are currently, is having these conversations. But I think one thing we need to start integrating now is this 5-level meeting, right? Because, we kind of just have a monthly touch point where me and my brother-in-law just kind of like say, hey, where we at with it, and it's just a conversation on FaceTime. Like, hey, I saw this, where we at with it. I think this should happen. So I want to use this time to kind of like warm our audience into what this could look like, from the 5-level meeting down to funding a real estate plan that benefits the entire family, etc., and kind of like break it down into little small pieces. So the first part, I guess, is the funding part. What is the best way to fund a huge project like that? I know we talked about credit versus the getting a personal loan.
Personal loan, line of
so
credit,
like, what's the right way? What's the way that we definitely want to stay away from when it comes to getting multiple individuals? It's not just us anymore. Now we're working on other people's time and their funding, capabilities. Yeah. What's the best route to take that?
I think you're the best person to explain funding, because you've gotten people $6.2 million in funding. So.
In the words of Markus, first off, we have to make sure who is going to want to participate. That's first. I mean, and you can't be sitting up here thinking you're going to use the money for yourself. That's one. So we need to find out, like I laid the plan out. I'm going to use 10 because that's a good number to use, okay? Because when you add those together, it means 1. So if you know what the number 1 means in reference to astrology, you'll understand what I'm saying. All right? So that's something for you. That's a homework for the audience to look up. But when you have 10 individuals that are going to come in together and say, look, as we want to create this family compound, or we want to own something, a mall or a strip mall or whatever the case may be, right? Well, we're going to make sure that we all have a business entity. We're going to have our personal together, and we're going to have a business entity. Now, some people's credit may be messed up, so that person has to get fixed, right? But in a perfect world, their profile is correct, okay? Because it's not just a score. You have to have a certain type of profile. Right. We're going to make sure that you get, I'm going to use this as an easy number, 100K and 50K in personal. All right, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. So 50,000 times 10 is how much?
500,000.
Okay, but now you have a business entity. All right, we all have a business entity. So you're gonna get 100K off of your personal business entity, but you're gonna be put on his business, and her business, and his business, and we're gonna get you funding for that as well. So now we just went after another 100K. I'll say 50. Let's go back to 50. So 50 times 9 is how much?
That's going to be 450K.
Plus the 100 that you have is how much?
Oh, plus another 100.
Because you got 100 for your personal business, so that's 550.
So 550, yep.
So multiply that by 10 people. How much is that?
5.5 million.
What? Wait, how's that? Okay, because each person is doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
gotcha.
So it's 10 people. You all get 50,000 on personal, and then you're getting 100,000 for your personal business. But because you're getting put on everybody else's business, you're also getting 50,000 from each of their businesses. So you're getting money from every avenue. You get 150 basically for yourself, and then the other 450,000 because I'm on everybody else's business.
So that's $600,000.
How are you? When you say I'm on their business, how am I getting 50,000?
You're being
from being
put on
their
an operating agreement.
So
gotcha.
that's why you need to be a part of the Entrepreneurial community, so we can show you how to get that done. But that's what you would do for your family. So when you add that up, that's $6 million.
Wow.
So what can we do with $6 million as a family unit?
Well, in Georgia, we could do a lot with 6 million.
Right. So
He's very specific.
so think about that for a second.
Funny.
So let's just say you only had 4 people, okay?
Yeah.
So that's 150 plus
Another 50 each.
200,000.
No, it's 300,000.
it's
total.
300.
50, 100,
Then
150,
50.
150
200.
plus the 150 is
Oh,
300.
I was only doing 200 for just the business. So if we're adding it,
multiply that by 4, that's 1.2 million.
Yeah. Still a lot.
Can you still
Still,
do
you can still
something?
do something with that, right?
Exactly. We're not trying to say, hey, we're going to get you 1 million by yourself. Not that can't happen, because it can't happen. All right. Then we go into Alex, because he's going to talk about the digital side. Then Dwayne, he's going to talk about the virtual reality side and getting virtual real estate there. He's going to help you with the digital side and getting your digital component up. Markus will help you get the system up. And then we as a unit help you get the trust portion up. And then take some of that money and put into an insurance policy so you can live off the insurance policy in the future. And then you're making money off of your business. You're making money off of the digital side. You're making money within your trust. And you guys have built your own family compound. That's what we help people do.
Capitalize on all parts.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we talked briefly about like the importance of the online portion, especially when you go through a funding sequence like that, and you use it, let's say, to build that real estate compound. It's like, now how is this credit being paid back? And so establishing some type of online business or
Absolutely.
a business period is a way that you should probably reserve some of those funds, I'm assuming, for the establishment of that business and the
100%.
operations of that
Yeah,
business.
we go over
100%.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Because people say, "Oh, I'm scared of credit." Why?
Yeah.
Why?
They're scared of interest.
Wait, yeah, it's this whole thing about interest. Like, look, you're gonna pay interest no matter where you are. It's absolutely unavoidable.
You're paying interest everywhere.
But it's how you pay it back at that time. We show you how to do credit card churning if that's what you need to do. Once you create those digital products, every single person has a talent. Alex had, all of my family members are authors. We have published books. Okay? So each person has a talent. So thus for his first book was on NFTs. So he can sell that on Amazon. That's a digital product. Everybody has a talent. You can go on and start doing YouTube videos. Isn't that what you're doing? So at the end of the day, there's something that can be done to recoup money, something that will flip money, whether it's real estate or something of that nature. So there's always something to be able to pay it back. Otherwise, we wouldn't definitely want somebody to get themselves in debt. But at the end of the day, with the insurance policy, you're going to pay off the insurance policy. So there's a lot that can be done, and we kind of go over that with you.
The insurance policy, I'm assuming like whole life insurance policies that you can borrow against? Or?
Correct.
Got you.
Not only whole life, you have IULs as well.
And indexes.
Right.
So like it depends on what they want, right? It's all about designing your life, right? So we, in a popular term with the insurance agent or the insurance industry, is they have something called the dime method, right? So the dime method is how much insurance should I get for the family or for myself, right? And so D is for like death/debt, right? So that means that if I have a funeral, I need to have X amount of money for my funeral. Or if I have high interest debt, I need to have X amount for high interest debt, right? I is for income. You need to be able to replace your income for 10 years. Then I need to know how much that is. I need to know how much my current income is, multiply that by 10, and then I need to acquire that amount of insurance. Then you got one for mortgage, right? Okay, how much is your mortgage? Okay, I need to acquire that to take care of my mortgage. And then E is for your kids' education. You need to make sure that you have enough for their education, right? So like our grandmother was really good at that.
She had dime method. I thought you said dime method.
No,
okay.
dime. Yeah, like the coin.
Yeah.
Right. So like that, our grandmother had X amount of money for us to go to college. She had the education portion. They pretty much had all of the portions at the time, but like they were able to set this up. So I really learned it from them because they pay for our college tuition. Do you know what I'm saying? Or most of it, right? So the point is that you want to make sure that when you're getting everything set up, that you have everything strategic, right? So strategically set up. So it's called strategic planning, right? So for example, if people wanted to go the route of getting family credit, right, you wouldn't just automatically put everything up under a trust. There's something called strategic planning. You would have to first put it in your personal name in an LLC, and then you go do the family credit move or the family credit play. And then once you've gotten all that family credit, then you got to change it from your name and put it up under the trust. That's strategic planning, right? So like there are certain steps you want to take first before you just, execute everything. There are literally steps to building a family business that most people don't think about. Most people are like, let me just get funding. Yeah, but what are you doing after you get funding? Or what are you doing after you get the business? Are you protecting it? Or do you have a trust set up? If the trust is set up, okay, well, how are you gonna pass it down? Some people are like, well, I don't have a family. I'm like, well, shoot, you got cousins, nephews, whatever. You got someone you believe in, right? Or if you don't even have them, okay, well, you got a charity that you believe in, right? Like there are a lot of different things that you can do when it comes to building a family business in that aspect.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Y'all went to college. You went to college too, Alex?
Yeah, but I didn't finish.
Okay, I was getting ready to ask. So, with you guys being integrated in the family business so young, what made you guys still feel like you needed to go to college? And what was the intention of college for you?
I went to
And for you?
college for passion. Like I was a gamer. Like if streaming was back when I was playing games, that probably would have been in the way that I would have went.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I probably would have been a streamer, gamer, whatever it is, and that's probably the direction I would have taken if it wasn't what it is now. So I went to create games. I went for game art, not game.
Okay.
So I learned game development, which is the actual coding of creating a game. But I went for more the visual aspect of look at how Assassin's Creed looks, look at how real it looks, like that type of view of things. So I went there more for the passion.
Okay.
And that's where the operations portion came in for him. Because to have to create that, you have to have systems in place, and that's why he's the systems guy.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well, you, my boy.
I initially went to school to become a doctor. So my first major was neuroscience. So that's why I went. And then obviously when that path changed, I've never viewed college as something that was necessary to be successful, right? It's definitely an added tool depending on what path you want to go. But after I decided that I wasn't going to be a doctor anymore, that's kind of why I didn't finish school, because it wasn't needed for what I was doing. I've always had the entrepreneurship mind my entire life, right? So I already knew I could make as much money as I want without a degree.
Right.
Not saying that obviously having a degree would hinder that, right? But just for the path that I was on, it just wasn't necessary.
Right. And then did you feel like were you more kind of like laid back and lax about them going to college, or did you prefer them to go to?
They need to do something.
That's literally what she said.
I
It's
said,
like,
yeah,
y'all
she
need
said.
to do something.
Yeah, so you need to do something.
Right.
But it's very hard for me. You know, hubby graduated from UAB, but me,
Alabama A&M.
I'm sorry, Alabama. I'm sorry, I get them mixed up.
Two colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
he said
Stop. He said stop playing with me.
I'm sorry. That's why I said I wanted to make sure I had it right. But it was very difficult for me because, for me, it was go to school, get your degree, get this, get the bachelor's, right? Well, not for me. It was get your bachelor's, get your master's, get your, so it was in my generation, Generation X, it was chasing the paper. The degrees, okay? And so now, and thank you, I got the Lifetime Achievement Award last week, the Presidential
congratulations.
Lifetime. Yes. So again, that's what's embedded in us, that accomplishment, right? But I knew then, I was like, I can't make that money sitting behind somebody's job. I can't. We've traveled the world together as a family. People, and they ask us, like, y'all be traveling, y'all do. Yes, we have a good time when we travel the world together. We've gone to Dubai and London and France and, South Africa. I mean, we've done a lot together as a family. And if we can be that model to show that you can, work together, you don't have to have the degrees, that you can choose in this day and age with all the technology that is available. It is no excuse for somebody not to be able to make money online.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
No excuse. You're making an excuse if you're not making any money online.
It's impossible not to. Like if you put the attention to it, the dollars behind it, it's like even if you could almost stumble across making a few dollars online.
Right. You cannot
Then
have
next thing
any
you know,
money.
you get plugged in with the right people that give you systems and like all the stuff to do it behind it. Go ahead, Dwayne. I can see.
I can see you too. I love this conversation because it was a doctor and a lawyer when we was growing up. It was a doctor and a lawyer when we was growing up. Now, Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire. Elon Musk, these people, they surpass. You don't even think about a doctor and a lawyer. Yeah, that they making way more money. Yeah. You got these network marketers are killing. Not network marketers. These social media people are killing it. Influencers, they're making good money. And also, I was always a techie guy. So when I was young, I was like 15 years old. I'd take a radio completely apart. So I went for I finished at the IEC, then I finished at electrical college in Alabama. Also, I went to A&M, but I left A&M and went to an electrical college called Austin State. Then I came to Georgia and went to IEC. Now back on the technology thing, I'm with you. You can stumble on and make a couple of dollars. Yeah. Like let me tell you the perfect example. I was doing some editing, virtual reality editing. Mm-hmm. She said, I'm gonna send you $50. I'm gonna send you $20. So they just started sending money. I was like, whoa. Yes. And that's all.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Like it's and it happens like that, just doing something, right? And now we have to keep in mind that because it's so easy to make money online in this space, and they know it, there are going to be distractions that are going to be put in front of us to stop us from doing that, right? And so now you have the people figure out, like Mark Zuckerberg, I can make money offline on social media, but I can't have everybody, not saying him specifically, can't have everybody making money on social media. So now we got to make social media a drug. And so now people, now we are kind of like,
it's like the couch, but back in the day, we call it the couch potato.
Yep.
Everybody was in front of the TV. Now everybody's in front of their phones or social media.
And they don't have to be on a couch. They could be on a train.
Correct.
Anywhere.
And it is a drug. And now, what is it called? 6G, where it's starting to read your mind. So you're wondering why this information is coming up. Because it's linked to your mind. And that's so now you can't get off. But it's important for you to say, look, I was doing the holiday tree and I purposely didn't have my phone. I said, I am not looking at this phone, because if you look at the phone, you go on to social media. And if you're on social media, you're on there for a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour sometimes.
We talk about interest. That's the most important interest that we pay in every single day. Every hour, every 30 minutes that we scrolling on that phone, that's interest, because it's time it's time we can't get back.
I remember hearing someone getting thumb surgery because they were on their phone so much.
Now that's ridiculous.
That's literally how crazy it is.
At the end, they don't even get the thumb fix. Just remind yourself of how crazy you got to be to be scrolling that much.
Well, Alex used to text so fast. I said, "What are you doing?" He used to text so fast on his phone, and I'm like, "You need to be in a." I think they had a texting contest or something. You remember that, Alex?
I remember.
Yeah, I was like, "Boy,
you text so fast, you need to go make some money off that."
I'm sorry.
No, I said in my mind it's not always about money, but there are so many opportunities. Like I said, the gentleman in Georgia, South Georgia, who made $1 million off of pine cone and pine cone jam.
Wow.
So you can make money off of anything. And he can sell that online. He sells it online in an e-commerce store. That's what I'm like. It's no excuse. If somebody can make money off of pine cones
and pine cone jam that I've never heard of, nor would I have the desire to eat, spread, or anything, nothing.
It helps with that pineal gland. You want
that's
that?
What it helps
yeah,
with?
It opens up that third eye. Yeah, you want that. You want that pine cone jam.
Magnesium also helps.
I said it was
something bit more down to earth.
Yeah, man, I'll try something else. But hey, Felly, it's been a pleasure having y'all on. Before we wrap things up, like where can our audience go to learn more about initiating and taking the first steps to their family business and growing together?
Well, one, they can follow us on social media anywhere and everywhere. And they can just Google the Fanpreneurs, if anything. So THEFAM as in Mary, PRENEURS. You all can tap in with us. You can follow me at Markus Turner Official or Markus Turner anywhere else.
Spell that Markus.
MARK. Yeah, MARKUS.
Some respect on
it. We unique over here. So so you can find us there. And we also have a book that we have called The Black Rockefellers. Right. So if anybody wants to be a Rockefeller of their own family and they want to learn exactly how to build a family business from scratch and make, multiple six figures doing it so they can pass it down to the next generation, we also have a book that is designed to help people actually build wealth step by step. So they can find that and then link in the description, because we're going to do it. We're going to give it to the fam, give it to the people.
And we got one for you. So you don't have to wait. Yes, absolutely.
I'm already thinking we're going to get this book out. Where the book?
Yeah, we're going to get you one for sure.
You can also get it on our website as well, just if it's easier, at fanpreneurs.com or thefanpreneur.com.
Or what's the other one?
Or it can be the BlackRockefellers.com too. You can also
we got it everywhere. Make it,
I know that's smart.
Easy for
y'all. You got one
web
page, but you got to buy all the intellectual property. So it's easy to find. That's
Exactly.
So yeah, you can follow us anywhere in there, and then
Alex.
And also, I will say that if you want a little bit more hands-on information as far as guidance on how we can, because it's obviously easy to get the book, but sometimes you need kind of that teacher to work you through the textbook. Every Sunday we do have a webinar in which we break down the core values and the things that we teach in that book and explain it in detail so people actually understand, right? Because we understand that there are three types of learners: audio, video,
Visual.
or visual and kinesthetic, right? So we don't do the hands-on learning, right? But we show you the step-by-step process of what each one looks like, what each step looks like, how it looks like for different people in different situations, so they can actually, get the full benefit of it. And I will say that because the new year is obviously ending or coming up and this year is ending, we do have a special and a deal going on where we're actually teaching, what is it,
The five wishes.
Yep.
the 5 wishes, in which we don't normally teach for free, right? That's usually something that people pay for our high ticket mentorship to actually be in. So that's also something that we're going to be breaking down the last Sunday of this year.
Wow. So
all
what
in
is
the
the 5
script.
wishes?
So the 5 wishes is pretty much showing you 5 different ways to build a family business today. Like something that you can do within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So the goal here is so you can really like organize your family, get the insurance policies, get everything within a 24-hour period. And so a lot of people don't do, actually, I don't know anybody that does that, to be quite
Correct.
honest. No one does it where you can get it done within 24 hours. So that's the intention.
Wow.
And on top of that, we have a new planner that's going to be coming out for next year. It's called the Family Business Planner. That's going to have all of these things inside of it, so you can sit down with your family, or each of you can have, because if you may be in another state and they're in another state, you guys will be able to open up, have a physical product, open up your planner, and it's going to take you step by step for you guys to do what needs to be done. So it'll be a hard copy. It's a big binder, okay?
Yeah, I need
But
pre-orders. I need 4.
okay, that's what I'm saying. So we're excited about that. But Alice, give your handle.
And you can follow me at alex.n.turner on Instagram.
Awesome.
Okay,
What's-
mine, like I was telling my brother here, Twitch. I think it's going to be a new age channel base for people who want to start their own channel, and it's growing. And like Kai, like T-Pain, they are making million. He get paid $60,000 every hour, so it's going to be big. Mine is Links Media Firm. Please follow me on Twitch, Links Media Firm.
LYNX.
LYNX.
Okay.
And I am Tamarra Allen, TAM as in Mary, ARRAALLEN on all social media platforms.
Nice.
RRAALL.
Remind me of y'all ever watch what was that show? They had Fannie Dooley, the FAMMEE. Hey, man, family, it's been great having y'all on here. Y'all got my wheels turning, so I know that the audience is like having information overload and kind of just ready to like, if they anything like me, they just like, I gotta write it all down. I gotta get it done today. I got like,
I saw you
boom.
writing it down.
That's the point of having all the link in the script.
Right. We're gonna have the links in the description. We're gonna have, y'all handles so that they can connect with y'all. Make sure y'all do y'all due diligence. Don't just take this episode and let it fall to the wayside. Don't let this be just another episode that you listen to while doing the chores, that you listen to while driving to the commute. Like, listen to this and like, oh no, I need to come back to this. I need to sit down with my significant other or my family, and I need to be intentional with the information that was delivered, because it's not every day that you get a chance to sit down with a family business for an hour and a half and get the gain that you just got. Right. So like, be intentional with the information. And family, I appreciate y'all again for tuning in and joining us on the $1 Million Mind podcast.
Because what?
Because family business matters every single day. And I mean, listen, I'm here with it. Like, I'm super excited about the information and being intentional with it. So you guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in every single Monday for new episodes, Tuesdays for the lives, and we dropping new clips on Fridays as well. Just remember, the key focus, build momentum and drive results so you can live abundantly. Peace.